shift, walk out.
Trade it to an offlaner.
Yeah, trade right clicks, you know.
Fair enough. I think that's what's gonna happen though. Like
Okay.
Meepo when he gets his Iron Talon with the
we'll
new jungle.
Give the mid lane?
Yeah, you just give the mid lane,
Give
right?
the mid lane.
Yeah. And Meepo can keep up really well in that jungle. Even though the jungle is limited now at the start, it's of course weaker. You get less experience and less gold at the start. Meepo farms at such a speed that he might be able to just make up for that one. It was an interesting approach. Very little lockdown on the side of I just can't hear anything over there. I'm gonna have to mute them.
What's with these crybabies?
I'm gonna have to mute the crybabies. I can't hear anything.
Does that work?
Sorry.
Does that actually mute them?
Oh, I don't think it does.
I don't think it does. I don't think you can mute those.
Oh, GG.
You can't mute this. We're gonna have crybabies for days here.
Whatever. All right, well, they have very little lockdown on the side of Thunderbirds until they have ultimates. Is this a new Wyvern set?
That's a nice set, isn't it? Yeah,
pretty sick Wyvern set.
Pretty sick.
I'm pretty distracted.
We've seen some nice sets today.
Oh, is he going? He's going for a courier snipe.
Is he gonna get it?
He got spotted.
It's hidden at the moment.
He got spotted by the ward. He was walking out.
So yeah, we are on his legendary Meepo.
Oh, Rezo bottom. He's got it put in the cogs. Torrent's coming out, doing some harassment onto him right away.
Got the backup of Saxa coming in, and that will be enough to stop Freedom sticking around to finish off that kill. Not quite enough damage. But yeah, look at this up top, Misery. Just creating the space here for Moon, standing his ground.
Yeah, he's just owning.
Yeah.
Doing like dual lanes. Since they saw the dual lanes coming up from Team Freedom, they're able to put dual lanes as well. High base damage on Puck, able to trade right clicks quite easily with both the Rubik and the Luna. I'm just glad we got Meepo.
Yeah, the Weeha Meepo. What a way to finish it. Always a treat to see. And against the heroes, is it a good Meepo game? It feels like it is, isn't it?
Meepo's here that you just play super far ahead, so it can be a good Meepo game. They have a lot of AoE, that being said, though. Kunkka and Luna, pretty decent versus it, but Meepo, if you're so ahead, when you get your treads online, like, you can just eat those type of spells very easily. Mid lane, CCNC getting pressured quite a bit right now by Weeha. Another root coming out.
Or close to, at least. He's gone. There we go, boys and girls. Weeha on the Meepo.
Oh, the crybabies are coming out.
I love it.
I mean, playing versus Meepo, like, there's not that many Meepo players. You're not really used to playing versus the hero. It has massive damage potential in the early game and skyrockets very quickly. Picks up an arcane rune for himself. He's able to TP home with one of the Meepo. He's going to be able to poof back and bring Bottle as well.
Snaking playing around with Saxa. Running him down. In and out of the trees he goes. He's going to be able to necessarily get the kill, but
this is a huge problem for CC
mid lane, yeah. This is danger zone again.
He's got Geostrike now, so he's able to slow him down.
It doesn't quite have the full control to get the kill, but yeah, so much pressure on this tier in the mid lane. It's turning into a bit of a nightmare for him. Top lane, how's the support Puck working out?
It's doing great.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're pressuring a lot. He gets to jump out, stanking. Might get brought down from the last right click. Nope, the torrent is in there. They're now turning on Yuar though, the damage.
Misery just right-clicking him down here on the support Puck. He's got an orb in a second. Here we go, choo-choo, boys and girls. Support Puck coming to a pub near you. Misery won't get the kill, but the Void is bringing Yuar down low. The right
one more hit.
Misery. Oh,
not able to get it. Moon's got a mango though, he can eat.
Oh, the tree block. Oh, he's done it.
Oh my god.
Yuar. Oh, if he oh my goodness, he's out.
Okay, that was some big plays. I think someone died in the meantime.
Who died?
I think Rezo died bottom to snaking.
Oh, okay. Come on, Rezo.
Those are some sick jukes, though.
That was some nice play there with the tree. Mid lane, CCC. Even though we're taken down once, he's still CSing very nicely against Weeha.
Yep, Weeha's just going to pull ahead in the experience department. He's going to be able to stack with one Meepo, lane with the other one, and then he's going to pull quite a bit ahead.
As you just said, was it Misery on the top lane? With that Orb of Venom, he's been a huge nuisance.
Yeah, the Orb of Venom and also skipping phase shift. He had the Orb and the Waning Rift. He puts a lot of pressure with his damage. It's nighttime now, 4 minutes.
Time to go. They can get a bit more heavy-handed on this top lane.
Yeah. I mean, they're playing versus a pretty kind of greedy lane. Like, sure, Luna makes it not as greedy, but Rubik, Kunkka, those two heroes don't contribute a crazy amount in the laning phase. Weeha. pushes out the mid lane, goes to the jungle.
Yeah, we may see a point where, as you said, they just bring someone else into the mid lane, max out the efficiency here, get Weeha primarily into the jungle. Moon is in position at the moment around the mid lane. Bottom lane resolution, he's been slowed down a little bit by snaking, but he's still having a better time than Yawar's Luna, just by a little bit.
He didn't go for the rocket build this time.
No points.
Last time he went for that one, he went for the 2-1 build, 2 in rocket barrage, 1 in missile, just to be able to get that zoning potential. But since he's kind of like left alone down here for the most part. Saksa is just kind of running around trying to do what he can. But it feels like he just wants to push the lane out as much as possible with Black Hand, and then if they do go on top of him, they can use the rocket barrage a bit. But Clockwork is getting quite a lot. Mr. Snaking. Yep, like we said, Weeha just straight up jungling. Moon takes the mid lane. It's first nighttime, but he can't really make any clear rotations anywhere. With the type of heroes they don't really have that much of aggression coming up from theirs. That being said, though, now Weeha hasting up, but he's just going to continue jungling with it.
No need to look for any action yet on the map at this stage. Pretty comfortable with the way that the lanes are being kept. Calls being made by Saxa down on the bottom to ensure that Resolution has a little bit of a safer time farming. Misery getting the off lane now. Getting himself some farm.
The king is in trouble.
Yeah, he's surrounded. In comes Moon straight away. Runs him down. Resolution with the rocket barrage. Phase boots now on the both of them. So potency stepping up in the lane here for Thunderbirds.
Yeah, he went to kind of step up to pressure Rezo, but the amount of slow that actually comes out from Wyvern is quite a lot.
And he goes, he runs in, he steals the regen rune. I think he should be fine with the backup of Sax. Okay, the wraparound from Snaking could cause issues, but no, Moon flaps his wings, jumps over the trees, and that'll be enough to get him out of danger.
That spell is so good. That Hunter in the Night is amazing.
Dire's middle tower.
Easy escape for him. As he gets away, from pretty much 4 heroes of freedom.
Bottom.
Looking for action. Cooldown will be dropped. Let's see if they can make the go and return. Moving in onto Snaking, they've lost Saxa though. Saxa's down. Resolution with the phase boots.
Rezo's going in, but
he's thinking of chasing this, but he has to be careful. Torrent's there and he's already backs away. But definitely the worry at this stage is the fact that the Weeha is getting all the farm he wants in the jungle. Team Freedom's just unable to make their way over there and do anything to stop him at this stage of the game.
Yeah, the Meepo power. I mean, level 9 already. Comparison to the almost level 8 TM. At least, you know, CC's getting a good amount of return trade-off, and he's got some ancient stacks too. He's got an ancient stack, single ancient stack on his one side, another one on the other side. He's got that little bit more of to enable himself.
The problem's certainly going to come as well for Freedom if they do lose these towers on this top lane, and certainly, you know, if Weeha feels comfortable taking over the jungle of Freedom.
Look at this stat. This game sees Thunderbirds draft 4 heroes that can fly or float. Only 349 prior pro games out of 31,000 have seen 4 heroes that can fly or float. Thanks, Nuts.
I don't even have that stat.
Up top lane, you are getting a lot of pressure on them. Do they have enough damage? They do.
That was close. Too close indeed for Yawar. Happy day.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Once the first Dragonlance comes out for Weeha, that's when it's his move to maybe get involved. I know you ideally want your Blink Dagger, but he's going to have the high levels in Earthbind to kind of close the gap at least, and he's going to be incredibly tanky. He can really just eat the majority of the damage coming out of Team Freedom because they don't have Bolt going to be online for a long time. Punk is only level 3, Rubik very low level as well, only level 4, and Eclipse shouldn't really bring down multiple Meepos. He should have the third Meepo quite soon on top of the Dragonlance.
Yeah, good levels. Just to put those there as well, trying in the middle of this. Cleaning up, they'll Shrine up. Tanking, getting the middle lane, trying to get himself towards the 6 on the Rubik. They are certainly going to need everything that they can get to deal with this Meepo once he comes out of the jungle.
I mean, he's already got 1,500 HP.
Yeah, he's tanky.
He's got his third Meepo as well online, and his Dragonlance is going to be delivered. But yeah, he's going to be incredibly tanky. You are in heavy pressure. There's nothing you can do here.
He's absolutely surrounded here. Weeha turns up just to have a look in. Not even required at the end of the day between the 3 of them. With the damage, they've got the lockdown. It's looking risky and rocky for Team Freedom. I don't think you'd ever want to be the side going up against Weeha's Meepo when he's had this sort of easy start.
Definitely not.
It's not going to be fun for Freedom.
1600 HP Meepo's running at you when you don't really have like great AoE damage. Like sure you have Punk and Eclipse, but the 1600 HP is quite a lot already. They can't really burst through that with their heroes. And Clockwork, not great versus Meepo. Even if you do get Blade Mail at one point, there's so many different Meepos that the damage output comes out from so many different sources that you're not able to really grab them out. That being said, if you can isolate one, it's a little bit different, but even though you just poof them in, change that up. Rezo, aware that something's going on bottom, he doesn't see any reactions on the other side of the map, so he's just hiding in the trees. So his farm isn't really the greatest though. Rezo is sitting at 2900. He's a little bit ahead of a Yawar, but his offlaner's farming better than him.
They are hunting. CF Lee come in, look for the look in, but now turn around potential.
Meepo's there.
Out comes the nighttime. They head past the cogs, looking to try and chase down F Lee. Moon flies forward. Land the slow, quite deep under the tier 1 tower.
Oh, very deep. He's running into the shrine, doesn't care.
On mid lane, look at that poor Misery and Weeha. They've found CC&C. He is gone. Geostrike too much for the Meepo. Ripping through those refraction charges. Not a hope for the TA once she gets locked down like that.
Hook shot onto Moon, but he can just fly out of the cogs.
He flaps his way out of there.
And he pings it.
He loves it. There we go. Spams out the Chinese memes as well. Strong plays from Moon.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Clockwork used to be like quite a good hero versus Night Stalker in general, because if you can isolate him down, you can bring him, you can kill him quite easily. But now that you can just fly over the cogs, it's almost like Night Stalker is actually way better than versus Clockwork now.
It really is. Yeah. I mean, actually, it was a strange addition as well, wasn't it? Because Night Stalker, it wasn't like this was a hero that was trashed here at all, was it?
He wasn't getting picked up that often. He was pretty much only versus like Vision games. But I mean,
now
I guess they just wanted to make him a bit more fun, you know?
For sure, yeah. The past it was pretty boring in a sense. When you're better at nighttime. Now you've got a bit of fun to play with as well.
I love this skill. I think it's a bit strong, but it's a really cool concept for a hero.
And as you said, in certain situations, it's just ridiculous how elusive he can now become with it.
Middle tower
Very hard to catch and lock down. But heroes in the past that would have had an absolute field day playing against the Night Stalker.
Yeah. So now Weeha, he's got the Blink Dagger finished up, level 13 as well, a couple extra levels in his PO strike as well as his talent, and it looks like he's trying to keep on the aggression. As soon as he gets that blink, that's go time. Bring down pretty much anybody quite easily. Kunkka still not level 6 either, and it looks like they're going to be able to spot him out. Torrent is there, making able to isolate Misery.
Actually, I'm going to be fighting into an Eclipse here from the Wires. They'll head down. The Wyvern ult comes out, those Saxers there with the backup, along with the rest of Thunderbirds. They may have lost Misery, but they've already taken down to Weeha. The Meepo being kept alive there by the Cold Embrace from Saxa. Resolution charges up to the high ground, looking for Yawar. Will find him. It's a full team wipe. Freedom hit the ground. They're all dead to come out from Moon. And that fight there, Saxa as well, really making the big plays. You know, having that Winter's Curse to buy time for the rest of the team to turn up. The Cold Embrace, keeping the Meepo alive. Very nicely done. Mid lane, Moon, will he get himself out this time? Flies away, he's not going to make it. The tower hit finishes him off. They'll get the slow onto Resolution. Telekinesis, and finish him off. The boat flying in as well, but the jump forward there from Weeha will jump straight headfirst into the boat of the Admiral. But now they're looking to see if they can get kills in return. They've lost the Gyro. We are actually getting surrounded. He's going to get taken down there, but the battery's high. He can't move out. The mini stuns cancelling the spell. And okay, they've got to be careful, Thunderbirds. Slipping it away just like that.
They're here to play.
Absolutely are. Misery, how's he doing? He's level 6. Oh, in the jungle. Hello. They've just found themselves a Rubik. He's coming in for a bit of a warding mission. But straight into the clutches.
They know that ward's there now too.
Yeah.
Weeha pings it instantly.
Got to trade them down. Snake King on the hunt again. 10 seconds or so and hook shot will be ready to go. What he can find, Moon. Again with these very deep movements, but they will have eyes on him. At least silenced up. He's already got the track out onto Moon. brings him back into the clutches of Snake King's cogs again, though. They fly out, the cooldowns there from Resolution. Coming with the wraparound, 3-man Dream Call, jump forward. The silence is there, immediate TP up from wide, Freddy cancels it. Realizing this fight is not going too bad for them at all, because CCNC's turned up, forcing Resolution to back up. The hook shot will miss.
He's got DD Blink Dagger.
Can they get this kill?
Reza looks pretty dead, yeah.
Yeah, they've got the Lucent Beam, jump forward from CCNC, and as you said it,
I saw that ending from
those
the
two
miles.
factors allowing Freedom to make the big plays there off the back of that fight. Just blow up the gyro with that mass amount of physical burst the TA
Radiant's
could offer.
bottom tower has
They're playing a
fallen.
bit over aggressive. They didn't really see anybody in the enemy jungle, and they ran in. Moon saw like multiple heroes coming in, then they chose to fight on top of a shrine, which gets activated as well. So majority of like the Dream Coil and the fall down damage gets absorbed because of the healing that comes out from that shrine. And that's them fighting not around the Meepo. The Meepo is the big strength of their lineup right now because Gyrocopter is getting heavily shut down. He is not very
Still alive.
farmed whatsoever. He's sub 4K net worth at 15 minutes, which is super rare to see on Resident. They still gotta be careful. You know, CCNC was able to recover decently with those ancient stacks that he had. He got the Blink Dagger at a good timing, and getting those clean pickups for himself is making him still quite a prominent carry. He's only 1,000 behind Meepo.
And that's not bad at all, considering that it is a Meepo that you're comparing to, and it is a Weehaw Meepo as well, so that amount of difference is not bad at all.
Like, yeah, the Meepo, level 16, he usually gets a level per minute in a way until he level 25 minutes. He's not always level 25, but look at Gyrocopter, level 10 in comparison to level 14 pretty much on Templar Assassin. That's a pretty big disparity. He's at least the same level as the Luna, though.
Mask of Man is finished now in your war, so we'll be able to speed up that farming.
They're trying to set up a kill here on CCNC.
Already, Saxa has been eyed up by F-Lee. F-Lee's starting to back away. Misery, see if he can get the chase down with the orb, but again, they're playing it a little safer now, Thunderbirds. Shot off the mark again from Snake King. Did not get himself back in, couldn't get that lockdown.
Yeah, a couple hooks off the mark for Snake so far this game.
Yeah.
How's Weehaw doing on his items? He's got the ulti orb, he's building toward the Hex. And he's almost level 18, so he will have that new Meepo coming out as well. Oh, he's actually pretty much a 50% win rate on the Meepo.
Yeah, that doesn't seem that hot. A little surprised by it.
I mean, Meepo's a hero that's he's gotten hit by nerfs and stuff.
For sure,
and,
yeah. I guess from 7 onwards, yeah, it's understandable. I imagine before that, the stat would be quite different.
Yep. There's, you know, it's a timing hero as well. Like, you hit your peak, and then you start to fall off, like, around the 35-40 minute mark. Unless, I mean, some players that can play at an exceptional level. Weehaw is one of them. Saxa, they're throwing everything on him.
They're throwing an Eclipse on that Wyvern. They are not messing around.
Boat, Eclipse, everything. This is probably Thunderbirds' chance to go for fights now. They can bring in Weehaw to defend their tier 1s pretty easily. Resolution is set up. He doesn't have the call down. He's buyback coming out.
They want to go. Silence there straight up onto CCNC. Starts to back away. The cogs are down for Snaking. To disrupt the fight, Saxa gets the Winter's Curse though. This will buy time for Weehaw and Misery to get in position. They jump forward, first down 2, already looking for more. Misery on the back lines gets 2 more in the coil. The coil is stolen and turned around upon him, but it's not going to be enough to save Stanking.
Now they go for the Roche. This is a big thing. Getting the first Roche versus the Templar Assassin is massive. TA always wants to be playing, wants to get that first Roche on.
Yeah, very nice buyback from Saxa there to secure that fight. That Winter's Curse, absolutely crucial to really kick that off, as we can see here. Buyback immediately into the tower, gets that Winter's Curse. The setup's there, and Misery knows they're already dead, focuses for more, gets the 2-man Dream Call on the back lines to set up. Quick reactions, of course, from F-Lee, just TP's out straight away, knowing that that is a fight that he does not want to stick around for.
Yeah.
Radiant's
We have
bottom
it Veil
tower is
now
under
complete.
attack.
There's the one thing is that Thunderbirds is a bit dependent on their ultimates for their catch. Like Dream Coil and Winter Wyvern Curse are their 2 big like kind of lockdowns, you could say. Of course they have the Meepo with his net, with of course Earthbind, but you don't want to just like blink in an Earthbind. You want to have other people start the fight before you, and then you follow up with the Meepo. That being said, now Weeha, level 20, is keeping up ahead of that. Keeping ahead of the minute mark, 19 minute, level 20 Meepo. Almost got his Hex finished up, which is going to be really potent versus a Templar Assassin. And even a Luna. These guys are absolutely nowhere near BKBs.
Yeah, they need a lot more time for that.
Kind of expected as the Meepos. Sitting at almost 12,000 net worth, but you know, Resolution's still not doing so hot on that.
No, Resolution's chilling this game. Yeah, it's not going to be quite the. At least it's not panning out to be quite the Clinks games that we've seen him had.
Yeah, he's building toward the Halberd though. Incredibly good item versus both Luna and Templar Assassin because the disarm lasts for 5.5 seconds on ranged heroes, and it gives him more survivability with the evasion. So that'll be lovely. And he's got it finished up already, so that'd be nice.
There's your sign. Done for Wheat. Whoever he finds will kill them.
Dire's top tower is under
Relative
attack.
ease. Very, very good timing. 20 minutes in.
Yeah, he's got it already. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got it done.
He should hit level 25 before the 25-minute mark
Dire's
too.
middle tower is under attack.
This is some textbook
Radiant's
Weeha
bottom tower
Meepo.
is under attack.
Freedom doing their best to fight around it. Bottom lane.
Yeah.
Look to get this tier 2.
They've got Blink Deso finished on CCNC, so he's still looking very good. Even Yawar is ahead of Gyrocopter by a good margin, about 1,200 gold ahead there. They're still looking okay.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Just how do you deal with the Meepo is the big thing. Once he gets Eye of Scotty, his tank ability becomes pretty absurd.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Where's the down? I mean, they, as you said, they do have AoE. They do have a good amount of physical for CCNC, but...
Oh, they're looking to take a fight here.
Yeah, they've got the vision, traps it down. The immediate draw from Misery gets the silence out. Jump forward though for CCNC, that burst to the Meepo's Aegis. Eclipse was used for this one though. Boom backs up, the boat flying in onto Weeha. The hookshot as well, holding back in place for the Winter's Curse. Down onto the TA. It's not going to be enough time for the team to kill him. Weeha moves forward, but he's taken down by quick damage from this TA. CCNC with the Melt Strike of the Desert just doing too much here for Thunderbirds to deal with. It's going to be a double kill for him as he finds the Wyvern as well. The disarm though, making him hold back. Resolution thinking about sticking around for this one. He's got to be careful though.
Uh-oh. This massive physical damage burst coming out from CCNC. Rezo was a bit late to the fight. They're
lacking the control they need for this TA.
Yep.
He is just absolutely popping them. CCNC going ham with the TA.
Yeah, the new Veil picked up as well from the Kunkka. Made it so all the magic damage coming out from them as well. Quite high.
Gold from
the boat, the torrent, as well as the Eclipse.
Radiant's middle tower.
Lots of damage coming up from the Meepo, and they were segregated. They didn't have the sentry down as well in the beginning of the fight, so the Meld's coming out from CCNC able to save him.
This sustains.
Still putting up a fight.
Oh, this is an impressive showing indeed from Freedom.
Yeah, they're gonna have BKB finished up as well on Luna now after that engagement. They spot out Rezo, snaking. Oh, just off the mark.
Close again. Tough for snaking. As I said, just a little bit off the mark each time with some of these big ones. But at least he goes for them. And he will hit them. Get some good ones from Snake. I can feel it. Kepi done for Luna. Ags nearly finished for Moon on this Night Stalker. It's 300 gold and he'll have that done.
That should help them a good amount too, being able to take fights on their own accord rather than playing to the vision advantage of Freedom. Once he gets Aghanim's, I believe that Misery or Sasha also picked up a gem. Okay, Misery picked up the gem. So they should be able to close off a lot of that map control that comes out from, Templar Assassin's traps.
Let's see. The next plan of action is for Thunderbirds. It may very much be to just, buy time for Weeha. Get that Skadi online. We'll need a few more minutes for that. He's still got quite a way to go, but if he's given the time, we've seen the speed that he can farm at. No doubt about that at all. Freedom grouping up as 5 in their own jungle. Here 1, being down on the top lane. Certainly could be just to look to get some more objectives, get a bit more control across the map, and start to move over to Thunderbird's side. they slowly but surely do start to set up camp around this tier 1 top, ready to punish if any response comes in, but Thunderbirds themselves just interested in finding the trade.
Yeah. CCNC finishes up the Dragon Lance, and now he's going to be doubling back for the BKB, so he's going to have free reign to kind of dish out all the damage possible. Saksa now set up in the tree lines, in a very good position to kind of defend this tower and set up for his team. This could really catch Team Freedom off guard. Seems like they know something's up now, though.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Jig is up.
They get the tier 2, Team Freedom themselves cannot get the trade. Rightfully so, as you mentioned. A stray Winter's Curse could certainly have set up the time for Thunderbirds to back up and get some kills out of that as well. Freedom just, playing their cards close to their chest, playing it safe.
Yeah, they got a successful scan in the area where Snaking was just scouting, but it was just a Meepo getting like poofing out. Those last second kind of their rival coming up.
Force down.
Here we go.
Block medallion for the Kunkka. Success straight up. Looking for action. Leading the way here. I mean, yeah, that long range Winter's Curse, one of their best forms of initiation at the moment.
Yeah.
Between that and Weed with the Blink X.
They need Viscerer to get like a Blink Dagger eventually, though. They want to be able to get into the backlines and blow up the Kunkka, because the Rum actually puts a big part into this kind of game. The damage delay versus a Meepo, being able to kind of prolong the fights versus him is quite a big deal.
See if Freedom can do something good with this smoke. Again, looking towards that top half of the map, but Thunderbirds are all down to the bottom. Don't likely to get anything. CCNC pretty much has got that BKB done though, and that is going to make the world of difference against Thunderbirds lineup.
Yeah. I mean, they already don't have that much lockdown anyway, so it's like once you have the BKB, he has free roam to kind of pressure the Meepo quite hard. And the thing about Meepo is that you can't build BKB. Like, it's not a hero that builds it, so he's always susceptible to just getting locked down and focused by like everybody. That being said, though, Thunderbirds does have good retaliation force for it, but they do need Rezo to be farmed, and he's still struggling to catch up.
He's keeping on par with Yawar at least.
Yeah.
But for sure, it's the TA and the Meepo that are ruling the game at the moment for either side. They're the big beasts. See both of them be able to do just huge amounts if they can get the jump. It's all about who gets the jump, really.
Yeah.
And as you said, yeah, the Kunkka just playing a massive part with the ultimate.
Yeah. Resolution now has BKB finished up, which is a huge tool that they really need to defend him, because now he can act as that like frontliner. He can just BKB run in, and then Meepo can follow in afterwards once the attention gets put onto Rezo. So that's going to be an increasing factor for them.
But yeah, likewise with the BKB on
CC and UR.
on the two of them. Where's the damage from them? You've got to have the Meepo. If the Meepo falls in these fights, at this stage the physical damage isn't really there at all on the gyro. And in fact, war. CCNC, watch yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Get yourself back up. Get away from that one. He will, but this is that timing. As I said, you give him a few minutes, and he's got that Skadi. He's about a few hundred gold away from having the completed Skadi.
Yeah. The next big fight will probably be around the Rush Pit.
Yeah.
Both teams are probably going to just with both their BKBs, with the BKB on Gyro, BKB Luna, and TA. That's going to be where the next big engagement kind of happens. And it really depends on how the initiation comes out. If it's nighttime, Thunderbirds probably has a bit of an advantage just because they're able to locate where the backline is from the side of Team Freedom. That'll be very important. Misery, 800 gold away from his Blink Dagger. That's going to be really useful once he gets that one. Find that backline. And as well as the Meepo when he gets his Ethereal Blade. I mean, that's still a very far away, but here we go. They're running up on the high ground. They've got the vision advantage.
Trying to close the gap onto Stanky. Looking for the easier kill to start things off. Force is there to save him. Hook shot and Snaking. Holding back Resolution. Resolution puts the BKB straight away along with the cooldown. Snaking forced to back up. They'll chase him down with the rocket barrage and the missile. That's going to be a dead clockwork. They do lose the Meepo. CCNC. Again, just this huge amount of physical burst. Enough to bring the Meepo out of the fight. The Winter's Curse will be there, holding the two of them back as they bring the Kunkka down low, but not quite low enough to finish him off. And they may have killed two, but again, losing Weeha on the Meepo.
Yeah, he just got
You can't be happy with that if you're Thunderbirds. Freedom are going to be over the moon. They'll take that trade any day.
Absolutely. I mean, that's definitely worth it for them. They get the X Torrent, and then it's both Luna and TA just wailing on Meepo, and Meepo can't really do anything versus that one once he gets torrented up. Lots of damage coming out from CNC and Yawar still when the Mask of Bandits is popped. And now they're going into the rush pit. They do have eyes on them, though. The BKBs were expended by both of these cores.
This slowing the cooldown. That's going to be dead Luna. The run not going to come in time and sort to save her. Maybe enough to save the TA. They'll try and force her away. The buyback will come out from Yawar. Really want to get stuck in on this fight. CCC with a quick blink under the cover of the refraction will be fine. Has the Shrine as well to heal up. The surrounding move will be saved. Oh, they're not at all there by the Cold Embraces. The Eclipse comes out from Yawar. Pummels through that physical immunity.
Meepo's up in 10 seconds. They've got to really try to bring this one down. Will they be able to with the Solar Crest? It's going to be pretty close.
It is going to be close.
This is going to be a big deal.
Is Boone going to be able to come in for a bit of a sneaky play here? No, he's not. Roshan's down. CCNC grabs the Aegis. BKB's coming out from both CCNC and Yawar again, just to make sure that they do get away with taking that. Stan King will be left for dead. Left in the pit. Taken out.
They got the Aegis and the
But
cheese,
they get the Aegis and the cheese, yeah.
And that's a buyback as well that Moon expended. Yawar had to expend his, though, for it as well.
See, again, chill time for Thunderbirds. That. The highest last hits at 30 minutes. Weeha, actually third between Mr. DD and Arbed. Arbed, the absolute madman on the Meepo.
This is the biggest strength mark for the Team Freedom, though. You know, when their BKBs are high duration versus a Meepo, because Meepo can't really do a lot of his big damage with his poofs during that. And now they're starting to trickle down a little. You know, it's down to 8 seconds on the Templar Assassin as well as the Luna. But yeah, Thunderbirds really needs to play together as a full team. They need to be sure to defend this Meepo, defend their Gyrocopter as well. They now have the Blink Dagger on Misery, so he's able to get better initiations coming out. But it's still a very close game, going back and forth.
It really is, yeah. CCNC has just been doing so much with this TA. And it, obviously not to take away from his team, it has been his team enabling him to get away with these plays.
Yeah.
And allow him to find himself in position. Takedown, for instance, Weeha at the start of pretty much every kind of later team fight that we see in this game. And with the Hurricane Pike done as well, it's going to be even easier for him to get the positioning to take those heroes down without too much to potentially lose in return. DD spotted out.
DD Rune, another smoke coming out.
They want to get that TA over to it, and they will. CCNC grabs the DD. Oh, Thunderbirds there to be so careful that if CCNC is allowed to go ham here, it could get messy. Night time comes out. They'll have to start here. Resolution trying to look to go to work with the BKB. Focusing the more. The Winter's Curse is there. Bit of a Mexican that comes out at the same time as the cooldown. And now you are able to turn with the BKB and Eclipse. They've lost Resolution, but at the same time, Weeha, this time he's the one to clean up. Bringing down 3, surrounding CCNC. He can't get the physical damage out this time. He's trapped up, brought down with the Geo Strike. The boat flies through. CCNC though with the second life. Can he turn? Yes, he can. Quick melt strike to the face of the Meepo. Brings down the gang.
Nice little pass off. I think Yawar maybe gave CCNC the cheese right after the Aegis was used, so he was able to survive from that. Also, the buyback coming out from the Kunkka was extremely crucial there, because that was really nice fight, though, from Thunderbird, the way they took it. They instantly get the curse, and then they're able to choose the targets that they want to go for. Weeha's able to blink in, burst on the Kunkka before he gets the boat off, but then it's right next to a shrine. The Kunkka buys back. He's able to get the boat out onto Weeha, and then the cleanup onto the Gyrocopter as well with the cheese and the Aegis, so... If the cheese and the Aegis weren't there, though, that would have definitely been a different kind of engagement, but Freedom pulling out just a little bit ahead on that one, taking out the 2 big cores.
And as we can see, Thunderbird still overall having the net worth and XP, but as we said, it's always going to be accentuated because you do have that Meepo on your side. So, all things said and done, I think Freedom are really feeling, they're going to be feeling good. The fact that Yawar had a pretty good fight there, getting stuck in with the BKB and the Eclipse, You have got CCNC, who is just to be on the same net worth as a Meepo at this stage of the game. That's pretty insane.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Owen.
That is a great question.
And Grezzo is just still falling a bit behind, you know. That's to be kind of expected when he gets focus fired this hard. Curse coming out. They actually get the Kunk again here.
Yeah, we've got the cooldown to follow through as well. FB will be left behind. BKB popped here by the TA. CCNC backs up.
And it's a
from
nice
Misery.
foil.
Get the 3-man coil indeed. They'll get the foil onto Snake King. Forces himself up. Stan King left behind as a sacrificial offering. But they want more Thunderbirds. The slow here from Sax as they look to chase down onto Snake King. Tries to turn and hold them back with a hook shot. Isn't going to be successful though. The jump force there. They'll pick him up as well. This time Thunderbirds with a very, very clean fight. One after another, they take down 3. Yawar and CCNC still the 2 biggest threats and the ones alive.
It's under attack.
See how much Thunderbirds can get out of this push. They've got the Weeha Meepo, who's going to be able to take the buildings down pretty darn quickly.
He's got the Ghost Scepter finished off now too, at least for his main Meepo. Once he gets the Ethereal Blade, it's going to make it much easier for him to kind of deal with the Templar Assassin's burst potential. But yeah, they got 3 heroes. Very nice burst coming out. That was a chase that they did. That was without the Meepo that entire time. Bottom Meepo finds an opening onto Yawar and brings him down almost instantly after the Hex. And a Rax now.
STA's got to be careful how close he comes. CCNC could get jumped here. There Rax to be taken. Now CCNC to fight back. Turn around though, Resolution. He says, you want to fight? I want to fight. CCNC pops the BKB. Looking to try and bring Resolution down low with the evasion. I'll tell you what, that Halberd is doing absolute wonders for this gyrocopter. The boat flies in. They've got the X mark, dragging Moon back into it.
Meepo's
they need
coming in
Weeha.
too,
Yeah,
though.
here he comes. He's bolting up the middle lane. Weeha ready to turn up to the party. Snake King will find the kill onto the gyro. Weeha just diving tier 4s it. He's got the Hex. He's got the trap up onto CCNC, and that's going to be a TA down for 80 seconds. Has to buy back. He can't be out of the fight for 80. He's got to get himself stuck back in. They need to kill Weeha. Weeha still playing around, very close to the towers. Very aggressive play here from the Meepo, but it looks like it may pay off. He gets the first net out onto the TA now, surrounding him. Can they kill the Meepo in time? No, the Hex is back up and available. Lays it down on CCNC, and indeed with a dieback on the TA is too much. And Weeha on the Meepo gets the victory with the team. And Thunderbirds, they were already secured that spot at land, but they'll do it in style as well there to really seal the deal. And if anything, just it's